So, today we talk a little bit about NOSTR. Can I have a quick round here? Can everybody raise your hands who have heard about NOSTR before? That's good. And who is an active user? Oh boy. So we're going to change that, all right?
We've got a lot of newbies.
So, Rebel, do you want to, you just talk, but for the people who don't speak Spanish, can you just introduce yourself again?
Okay, I'm Rabel. I was part of the team that created Twitter. I hired Jack Dorsey and was convinced him that Twitter needed to go back to an open API, and have spent the last 6 or 7 years working on open protocols for social, and the last 2 years working on NOSTR full-time so that we can have a permissionless open social media ecosystem.
Cool, thank you. Max, who are you? Why are you on this stage?
Yes, I'm Max DeMarco. I'm a filmmaker and co-founder of 21C Studios. I worked on the first NOSTR documentary, basically explaining what NOSTR is about, and do content on NOSTR itself. It's one of my favorite protocols I'm posting on, and do content around Bitcoin, NOSTR, and health in general.
What about you, Matt?
My name is Matt Odell. I've been focused on Bitcoin for a little bit over a decade now. And that focus is shifting a little bit towards NOSTR. NOSTR is an incredibly powerful new tool that we have available to us all. I think it makes Bitcoin significantly more powerful when used together with it. And I do a lot of work focused on funding different projects in the ecosystem, from OpenSats, which is a charity focus, and 1031, which is a venture focus.
Thank you. And the gorilla of La Crypta, who are you?
Thank you. Well, I'm Agustin Cassis. I'm been like a decade in Bitcoin already. I'm the CEO, founder of La Crypta, the biggest Bitcoin community in Argentina. I think there we are. Where's the army?
Some fans there. Hello.
We came here, I think, early, so they're probably gonna come with a flag. I never been so excited for technology since Bitcoin. I do believe that NOSTR is kind of like Bitcoin with a blockchain, and it's very good for social network, and we actually think that it's more valuable for other stuff as well. So we make open source development like Crypto. We have like 80 repositories, open source, everything related with Lightning, Bitcoin, and NOSTR, and we are really excited to contribute more.
Perfect, thank you. So I know there are a lot of people in the audience who are not tech related, like me. So how would you describe what NOSTR is in 2 to 3 sentences? Is anyone from you capable to do that now?
You want to go?
Max, you want to go?
Okay, so for me, from my perspective, I'm a content creator. So NOSTR gives me the possibility to actually, the most important thing is to own my audience and not be reliable on somebody like YouTube, Twitter, or somebody to actually approve of my content. Because the followers or subscribers I have on YouTube, they, if I post something which YouTube doesn't like, they would be able to, basically just shut down my account and therefore lose all of my followings, all my proof of work I've worked on for the last 5 years. And this is for me the key thing, this censorship-resistant protocol, where there are like a lot of different use cases which you can use. And I know this is way longer than one sentence, but this is the most important thing for me for NOSTR. So yeah.
A very long answer.
I know.
NOSTR is a social protocol, and you just can't get banned on it.
But not just users can't get banned, developers can't get banned. You know, there was an era from 2006 to 2009 where you had Farmville and you had TweetDeck. You had this world of innovation of people building applications. And then the big platforms decided they didn't care about that. And they locked everyone out. And so just like you can get locked out of the banking system, you got locked out of social applications. No one could develop anything new. And so we ended up a period of stagnation. And NOSTR gets rid of that. It opens up the creativity again.
Well, I think NOSTR is a very fertile place to develop because there are a lot of people, Bitcoiners, that they are trying to create something, and Bitcoin is like too well done. Like sometimes they don't find any room to make their contribution. And with the NOSTR, they find, especially because it's easy to come, it's under development, and I think it's a Web3 killer because it has a lot of advantages against all the Web3 crypto bullshit. I think NOSTR, it's kind of with Lightning and NOSTR, you can take over all the crypto industry actually. Like it has a lot of potential, and there's a lot of room, especially for developers, because you can do a lot of cool things there.
Great. I mean, you said that already a little bit, but what can you do with NOSTR, what you can't do with other social platforms like Instagram or Twitter or any of that?
Well, you can post what you want. You don't have, like Instagram doesn't let you put links in your content. With NOSTR, you can post long form and video and short form and events, and you can use your same identity, your keys, in all of these different apps at the same time. And that's the thing that blows people's minds, is because we are used to silos where you're using Meetup and then you're using Instagram and then you're using YouTube. But there's no way to be like, oh, this person I'm watching on YouTube, here is the events they're going to at the meetups. And so NOSTR lets the users choose which of these apps and connect them all. And NOSTR lets you do it in a way that protects your privacy. Edward Snowden is a big fan of NOSTR, and the reason he likes it is because you can use it over Tor. You can use it in a way that is completely censorship resistant and maintains your privacy.
Without any permission. You don't have to ask permission of anybody.
Absolutely. You don't have to. There's no committee, there's no app store, there's no review. You can publish the content you want, you can build the apps you want, and you're entirely in control of that.
And additionally, there is a monetization layer as well, where basically when somebody posts something, you can repost it, like it, but also you can directly send him money. So you can basically say, okay, I really liked your meme. Here are 21 cents. And this is like baked into the protocol layer. And that's what's so was for me the crazy part, like going on there and just posting a video and earning $5 by just like putting it on there by users actually just sending me money. And that was for me the game changer, where it was like, okay, this is really cool and different.
Yeah, I think one of the cool thing about NOSTR, there are a lot of things, and not only the social network thing. Actually, we use NOSTR for creating a wallet. So we use it for transactions to keep track of that, to be able to sign, and anybody has the proof of that, and you can recreate the balance. And we do believe that we don't use a lot. There's a lot of different use cases for NOSTR. We don't use it a lot for the Twitter clone, which is one people talk about. But we are planning to use it for a Discord clone because our community lives there. And the single sign-on for the NOSTR, it makes interoperability really cool. So that's a good feature.
Perfect, thank you. So NOSTR protect kind of freedom of speech for us, I would summarize, as Bitcoin is we had a lot of people at the NOSTR booth earlier. And they do struggle right now a little bit with the onboarding process. They find it very difficult. That's the feedback I got, because they say you need kind of 5 different apps in order to actually get NOSTR. They're confused with the public key, the private key. So do you have any recommendations or solutions how we can do that better?
I mean, that's the work we're doing in the development community. I have my app, nos.social, that is being developed. There's another Primal, Damus, Amethyst. The easiest way to get started is sort of the Twitter-like mobile apps to start building your graph and how you follow people and get going. And then once you've got that social feed going and your connections, then you start using the other apps. like Statlanis for being a digital nomad, or Highlighter for writing long form, or Fountain for podcasting, Wavlake for music, Toonster for live concert streams. You sort of discover all of these worlds, but we're still working on that. We still haven't figured out the new user experience yet.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's very early, and the UX across the ecosystem requires a lot of work, particularly focused on onboarding new users. And some apps will be better at onboarding new users, and other apps will be more focused for power users as you get more used to using NOSTR. But I think a perfect example right now, if you are a podcaster, is the Fountain podcasting app. And why do I bring that up? I bring that up because the users of Fountain don't even realize that they're using NOSTR. It's just a better podcasting app. And they're getting all of the benefits, this open, verifiable, permissionless communication protocol in the background, and they literally have no idea that they have NOSTR keys.
And, when we launched Twitter, it was hard to use too. Like, you had all of these codes, you had to send a text message to a phone number to create a Twitter account and then answer back and forth. And to send a DM, you had to work the letter D in the first letter of your tweet. But if you wrote DM, then it just made it a public tweet. Like, Twitter now feels so easy to use and so intuitive, but it was not easy to use in the beginning. Like, we had to figure out, both the users had to learn how to use this stuff, and the developers and the app platforms had to figure out how to make it easier and make it make sense to people.
And that's also kind of the cool thing, because if you compare where NOSTR is today to where it was 1 year ago, you kind of like being a user on this protocol and trying those different clients, there is constant innovation happening. And it's kind of like this feedback of users who just say like, oh, I have this problem logging in, and then 5 minutes later the core developer of this NOSTR client actually tries to implement it and make it better. So it's kind of like, I would say we are extremely early, but this makes me so bullish that we came so far in the last year, and it's like this awesome community just trying to push this innovation forward. And once you're inside, and I totally understand if somebody logs in now and the UX is shitty, just come back in like maybe 30 days, maybe in 6 months. It's gonna look completely different because there are like amazing people working on it. And I think let's just keep in mind we're not there where we wanna be, and everybody on NOSTR knows this, but yeah, somebody needs to keep pushing, and yeah, just come back 6 months later or maybe 30 days.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's really under development. We like the NIPS, the legal system, just for people not tech savvy. So we're in the middle of the development, and there are some NIPS that are getting deprecated. I'm talking as a developer perspective. Sometimes you need to take care of the protocol, and what happens is you need to be careful to not to create things that are interoperable. I'm like fond of the network effect, and I do believe that NOSTR has that kind of potential. I do believe that we should use more the NIP 05, which is the addresses, instead of just putting the NPub, because I do believe that that's good for the brands, and that might be some of the marketing that the Web3 people do better than us. We always are so worried that the things has to be perfect, and I do agree with that. But there are like the Web3 people, crypto, everybody else, like they do know how to run that stuff, and I think that we should do like all the people in Twitter, they should put their NIP 05, like the NOSTR address, there in the bio, and use any other like fun stuff that young people like the most, like badges. There are a lot of cool things that people want to play around. Even maybe they don't know what's done with it, but it's fun and people just use it. Like the POAPs and things that are running in Web3. We are Bitcoin maxis, but not Bitcoin Nazis. So we do like to learn from the people what the things that work, and we copy that. and that might be work as well in this community. At least, I'm sorry, just one more thing. I think we need to bring more young people to the ecosystem and be more friendly and open, because in the end, they are the people that make the development.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, for me, I do agree. Like, it is very challenging to get onboarded. I use NOSTR actively for only 4 months. But the beauty of it is that you right now can actually ask the developers. You can message the CEOs of Primal and ask, hey, this is not working, what can we do? Well, try that with Twitter or Facebook today. Good luck. I mean, it is a fun place, and the community is great. You can ask them, they support you, they help you. That's why we, for example, have here the NOSTR booth. You can come to us, you speak to us. We have a NOSTR day where we do the onboarding process, and that's just the beauty of it. Just like speak about a little bit about the future. Where would you see NOSTR 5 years from now?
I know Odell is very bullish on this question.
I mean, I think NOSTR is, this is going to just sound absolutely crazy, and I'll either be right or wrong, but I think NOSTR is going to effectively take over all public digital communications. I think NOSTR is going to be the largest social quote-unquote network in the world. I think it'll have more users than X, it'll have more users than Facebook, more users than TikTok. And apps will either have to adopt the protocol or fade into obsolescence.
Yeah, I mean, I think that we're going to have a world where we don't even necessarily think and talk about NOSTR, because we don't talk about SMTP anymore. We don't talk about how important HTTP is or HTML. We talk about the things we build on top of it, and that stuff is just ubiquitous and under there. And I think that the other thing that we're going to see is Facebook wants to use AI to generate fake social media posts because they think your real followers aren't making new things. And so they're just going to like put you at soccer matches that you didn't actually attend because they're just going to fuck with people. And that's going to destroy this algorithmic driven game around it. And with NOSTR, we have end-to-end encrypted private groups. And so you can choose and you can know who you're talking to. And I think people aren't going to game the algorithm. It's just going to be algorithms gaming the algorithm. And so we have to go back to a network that we have more agency over.
And I think that we'll get there by just so many micro apps and different use cases being built on NOSTR. We see this, as I said, every day. There's like almost a new client coming up here, a new podcast app, new streaming. And I think it's just this continuously building, focusing on maybe smaller use cases, and then like slowly but surely, because the protocol is just built different and is open and interoperability across all different platforms, will lead to people to understand, okay, you actually need to build on this because the use cases are only able, like your app use cases are only able to be better once you use this open source and open protocol, because you can't replicate this in a closed system and a walled garden. And I think this is ultimately how we will get there. And I know it sounds wild when Matt says that we will overtake basically everything, but it's like, we see this innovation happening, and it's just going to accelerate. So I like your bullishness.
I think the most of the innovation is yet to come. I think I do agree that we're gonna have a lot of micro applications. I don't believe it's gonna I think that Twitter is doing a pretty good job providing like a social network right now, and I do believe that we're gonna have like different, like the strength of NOSTR will come with the interoperability. That's where the strength will come. I do believe that most of the people will start using a single sign-on, which is really cool. People are really just fed up of wasting their time just removing spam from the email inboxes. And this gives you a very easy way to access a place. You have an identity, but you don't have to expose your individual communication, how to people reach you. So I do believe that single sign-on might be some cool thing that people may massive onboarding, because it gives their instant benefit. Better than maybe people don't, I think most of the people, we do, but most of the people don't care about censorship resistance. Most of the people. So I think the benefits will come from interoperability. I think that's the strength of NOSTR.
Thank you for that. So I'm just checking the time here right now. So I have a lot of people who are very hesitant to go on NOSTR because they say, well, all my friends are on Instagram, so I will feel very lonely. And what kind of advice would you give a new person who is hesitant to try NOSTR? Why would they do it now and not wait 3 years or so?
I mean, so when we started Twitter, everyone thought it was really stupid. The number of people who said this is the stupidest thing I've ever tried was that was the most common thing someone said to me when I'm like, hey, look at this social app we built with text messages. People are like, why the fuck is my phone buzzing all the time? So the trick is you need just a core group of people. You need enough people where you can get a few of your friends to join and you can talk to each other and you start building it out from that. But remember that most people are going to join following someone else. So have you seen that video of the music festival where there's one guy crazy dancing all alone and he dances for a long time and nothing happens, and then the second person joins, and that's the most important, that second person that joins, and then all of a sudden everybody gets up and dances really quickly. That's the way it works. So if you're just moving all your own from Instagram and you don't tell people, you don't ask people to come with you, you don't do it with other people, then it doesn't work.
Bring your friends.
Yeah, bring your friends.
And you will find a lot of new friends. The community is very open. Once you go on there, just use the hashtag introductions. And then you will see, because there is kind of an algorithm there happening, discovery with hashtags right now. And my advice is, because you asked for it, just be yourself on this social network, because it is different than Instagram or Twitter. It's really, really raw, and it works the best if you just be yourself. And it's kind of like the people reward you for it, because it's just going back to what I believe social media was intended to do, to just facilitate connections between people, and this is how it feels like. Connections, raw connections over the internet. So yeah, be yourself on NOSTR.
There's another thing that happens in NOSTR is we do have El Negro, which is our biggest contributor in NOSTR, that not developer, but he actually posts a lot. He posts in Spanish. The thing that happens now in NOSTR is that most of the people speak English. Here in Argentina, at least, most of the people don't speak English. But most of the people don't. So that might be a challenge. But even though he doesn't speak any word in English, he speaks in Spanish, and I think it gets translated. Some clients do translate automatically, and he kinds of making a living with NOSTR for the Zapatons. I think it's every Saturday, no, Thursday, right? Every Thursday there's a Zapaton running now.
Yep.
And just the only thing he does is take a picture of a profile, put it in AI, and do any cool shit. He just posts it, and a lot of people just people are eagerly to contribute and help, and the community is really they really want to contribute with everyone. So it's a really friendly community. So I invite everyone to just come and just say hi. Just say hi every day. Say hi. Just start trying all the tools. Try all the clients. Don't mess up with something. The same thing I say in Bitcoin. sometimes people just try to make them learn everything up at first and say, no, just take care of your private key, that's the most important thing. And no, what I always say is just make mistakes. Make mistakes, just use that private key, just, and don't worry about it. You're gonna lose it, you're gonna copy it, you're gonna anyway, just practice for at least a month or two. And when you have the interest, when you feel safe, then you can just start over again and make your profile and do it good. But don't make people feel frightened to enter because they don't feel that tech savvy, you know? They feel sometimes they need to be an expert to jump in. So make them feel safe and say, don't worry about the private key first. Then you're gonna know more about it.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, you wish people good morning on NOSTR, you wish them good night, and everybody is very happy about it. Yeah, anything you would like to add in this round, Matt?
I mean, I just want to say this is my first time in Argentina, and I love your country.
Thank you.
It is not my first time in Argentina. I've lived here a few different times. But this is a country and a place which clearly has the need to build a system that isn't dependent on unreliable leaders and isn't dependent on permission of others. And NOSTR gives you that. And it's important that we seize the means of communication.
Yes, just try it. I think this would summarize it for me because you need to feel it. We can talk as much as we want. You can actually check out my documentary if you want to know more about, go even deeper. Ravel is part of it as well. It's called Social Media is Broken, Can We Fix It? I actually just started filming the second version yesterday. So Argentina is kind of featured in this. And yeah, try it, say hello, use the hashtag introductions. We're gonna welcome you.
Well, I would like to welcome you all to Argentina. I personally believe that this is the best country in the world. I'm sorry, but it's becoming.
Let's go.
I'm really proud. I'm really proud of having the first libertarian president in the world, and I do believe that we're gonna make good things. You know the saying of strong people make easy times make weak men make hard times make strong men. So hard times have passed. We built a lot of strong community here, and I think Argentina has a lot of potential right now. And well, and the other thing, I would like to give thanks for the La Crypta army that's there. Thank you a lot. Thank you, everyone.